product universe here. Donald Trump knows the game of politics firsthand. As a businessman, he mingled among the establishment and learned their game. That's why you need to see Donald Trump expose the dirty, dishonest game of politics. This is truly a must-watch as it is so shocking.
But here's the difference. I'm self-funding my own campaign. I'm not getting paid by their lobbyists, by their special interests, by their donors, by their stockholders. I'm doing right for the people. I mean, I speak before thousands and thousands. I'm doing what's right for the people. I don't care. I don't need the money. I don't need any money. So I'm doing what's right for this country, okay? And the politicians can't do that. They can't do that. We have people heading up campaigns that are the heads of the drug industry, as an example. Woody Johnson, Johnson & Johnson. He's heading up Bush's fundraising campaign. Did a good job. Raised $150 million for a guy that's going nowhere. I mean, you know, when you think of it, right? No, he raised $150 million for a guy you might as well take it and throw it into the ocean and let the kids collect it. It's got more value. But Woody Johnson, Johnson & Johnson. Now, here's a thing that I didn't even know. And a friend of mine found out, the Mar-a-Lago Club. You've heard of the Mar-a-Lago Club. He's a member. He comes up to me, a big doctor. He says, Donald, it's so brutal. Obamacare is such a disaster. I have now more accountants working for me than I have nurses. It's so complicated. It's driving me. He hates it. Okay. But he said, do you know, Donald, that and he's a smart cookie. He said, do you know that the federal government doesn't negotiate drug purchases? I mean, drugs to make you better, drugs. They don't negotiate. They're prohibited from negotiating. That the United States government pays sort of like if you walk in, if Mrs. Schwartz walks into a drugstore to buy drugs to get better, that we pay the same price practically as her. I said, that's not possible. He said, it is. Then immediately, you know, being the person that I am, I said, oh, it is, of course, because the politicians are all taken care of by the drug companies, and therefore they don't have negotiation, right? That's what it is. There are billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars left out there due to policies. You know, a lot of times when you think the politicians are stupid and you think the deals are bad, they're not bad. They're good for them. They're taking care of the lobbyists and the special interests, okay? Because they can't be that bad. You look at some of these deals, even the Iran deal, I'll bet you there's something involved. I mean, it's hard to believe, but look at these companies in Europe that are making a fortune. Airbus, I'll guarantee you they have probably lobbyists. They probably knew that some of this money was going to buy 118 Airbus planes. 118 planes, not one Boeing. And Boeing's better. I like it better, too. I have one. But Boeing's better. But think of it. 118, they probably knew. They probably had lobbyists for Airbus, and they probably had lobbyists for Russia. You know, Russia's selling them missiles. They probably had lobbyists. Everybody has lobbyists. So when you see some of these deals that are so absolutely bad, they are bad. But the reason they're bad isn't stupidity. It's, in a way, dishonesty, okay? It's sort of called legal dishonesty. But in a way, it's dishonesty. And when they go up and they say to one of the people running, like Ted Cruz, he's got people, you got to see some of the people that are giving him money. Forget it, folks. Forget it. You got problems. He's taking money from people you won't believe. Check out his list of people. But when they go up to Cruz and they go up to these different people that are running, every single one of them, on both sides, by the way, but on my side, I'm the only one, on both sides, I'm the only one self-funding, period. And I feel sort of foolish. You know, my whole life has been about money. Money. I want money. I want money. It's greed. I want money. And now these guys are coming up. They want to give me millions. I have a guy come up to me the other day, Donald, I'll give you whatever you want, millions. Where? How do I said, I can't take it. You know, it's hard for me to say that because my whole life it's hard. I feel a little bit like, am I okay? Am I going crazy here? And I say, I don't want it. No. And every time the guy sees me, he's a very rich guy. He said, Don, he doesn't even understand. I said, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to do anything. Don't worry. It's okay. And every time he sees me, like once a month, I see him at a club, at the Mar-a-Lago Club. He's a very, very rich guy. And he says, Donald, I don't understand. You never got back to me. I said, yeah, I don't really want your money. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he can't understand it. He can't understand it. But I would have the greatest fund in history if I ever said, I'm going to do it. But I will tell you this. I think it resonates with the voters. You know, for a while I was saying, I don't think I get any credit. I mean, I'm going to spend a tremendous amount of money. I've already spent a lot. Even though I've spent less than these people, I've spent a lot, because I'm somebody like you. We watch it, we spend it wisely, we're careful, et cetera, but we spent it wisely. And I'd spend as much as I need, but we don't want to spend it if we don't need it. I mean, I'm looking at some of the money spent, it's incredible. But when they put up their money to the head of the drug companies and to all of these different, and the drug companies come in, and they've got, and I'll tell you something, I know these people. At the last debate, I walked into the room, I looked, I said, oh man, they're all the lobbyists, I know a lot of them. Those are all the special interests. I did a really good job at that debate. Everybody, Drudge said I was number one, Time Magazine said I was number one. Every time I said something, there was like, yeah, but every time I said something, there was like dead silence in the room. And I had one friend who's a friend of mine, but he's supporting another candidate because he knows he can get something. He can't get anything from me. He said, you're the last person I'll ever support. He actually told me that. But he's a lobbyist, and he's supporting it. And he starts booing me, and he's laughing and booing and waving to me. Okay? And I'm sort of like waving to him because I understand. I mean, I get it. I had another guy come in, Don, I want to give you a lot of money for your campaign. It's funny, I've been number one from just about the beginning, from June 16th. Since they really thought I was doing it. And other than the Wall Street Journal today, which we'll have to call them up and find out what was going on there, that phony deal. But I've been number one, like right from the beginning. I don't like dishonesty. I'll tell you, I don't like dishonesty, and I think it's dishonest, but who knows. But been number one just about from the beginning. And when you're number one in this business, in this crazy business of politics, the money is it's unbelievable. It just pours in. It's just like crazy. I never saw anything like it. It's better than being on The Apprentice. It's the most, when you are number one in the polls, people come that you never even heard of. Donald, I'd like you to speak to the head of these massive companies that, they'd like to come in, they'd like to have lunch. Okay, so I don't even have lunch because I don't want to turn them down. I don't even want to be tempted. You understand that, right? But when you have this kind of stuff come in, and I said to this one man, he comes into my office, I want to give you $10 million for your campaign. I said, that's a lot of money, but I can't take it because I'm self-funding my campaign. He goes like, what? He didn't even, he thought I maybe didn't hear him right. So then he goes again, and I said, no, I don't want it. He said, why? I said, because I'm self-funding my campaign. It's a really big part of my campaign. I think it means something, although I must tell you, I'm not sure it means as much as it is actually costing. I don't know. I don't think people are going into the voters booth saying, I'm voting for Trump. Let's see, it's Trump and this guy. I'm going to go with Trump because he's self-funded. I don't know that it has that big of impact, but I hope it does. Because believe me, this isn't about me. This is an important thing. This is an important thing. So anyway, the guy goes, and I say, I don't want it. And he's sort of a friend of mine. And he's leaving the office. I say, just out of curiosity, so what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to support somebody else. I said, why? Why? You could support me, but I just don't want your money. I can't take any money. I don't want your money. He goes, no, I have to support somebody else. He said, I love the game. They're gamblers. They're gamblers. They want to put up money. He'd rather give somebody $10 million or $5 million or $2 million than give somebody nothing. Okay? It's crazy. They're like horse players. These are the people. I know them. I know them. Don't forget, before June 16th, I was a very big contributor. I was like a member of the establishment. The day I ran, boy, did I become anti-establishment fast, okay? And the politicians are going crazy, and the head of the RNC and all these people are going crazy because, they're not going to have, I'm going to do what's right for the country. I'm not going to do what's right for the politicians. I'm not going to do what's right for these special interests.
Donald Trump totally exposed the secret game of politics for all to see. This is truly an important watch as there is much to learn about the American political system, the game of donors and lobbyists, the people who are in control behind the scenes. Every year, candidates are offered large sums of money for political favor. Thus, many of the candidates are bought and paid for, and they are controlled by the establishment. In the 2016 election, Donald Trump rejected the establishment as he self-funded his campaign, all the way to the Republican nomination. Then when he became president, he went after the establishment and his efforts to drain the swamp. Donald Trump came from the establishment but ran as anti-establishment because he knew how unfair the game is. He knows how unfair it is because he used it for himself when he was a businessman. That is why he is the perfect candidate to end this dirty, dishonest political game, because he knows who all the dirty, dishonest people are. Those people are the same people who say everything is fair, when indeed many things that are going on behind the scenes are truly sketchy. Donald Trump battled the deep state in his first term in office, and he will do so again in his second term if he wins re-election in 2024. This speech Trump delivered is truly eye-opening and deserves to be shared, but that's just my 2 cents, and you are entitled to your 2 cents. If you want, share your opinion in the comments below, as all viewpoints are welcome. If you enjoyed this informational and educational video, then give the video a like and turn on my channel notifications so that you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and God bless America.